the Charlotte Hornets. Taking a look at the Hornets, they need some wins to start adding up here in a hurry. More or less half the season behind us, and they are still struggling to prove they can contend. Well, Charlotte has seen some players come and go over the last couple of years. When you look at this composition of this Hornets team, Shaq, which player do you think is most vital to their success?
Well, Al Jefferson, a.k.a. Baby Fundamentals, is their leader on the floor, on and off the court. From a pure numbers standpoint, Ernie, he's the guy giving the team the highest offensive production.
Hey, don't forget about Kemba Walker, man. And we forget about him when we talk about handles in the NBA. He's in the top 5. He's not 1, 2, or 3, but he's in the top
10,
5.
not top 5.
He's in the top
out.
5 of handles in the NBA. Kemba Walker gets it done.
Dikembe Mutombo has better handles than Kemba
Oh,
Walker.
you're tripping, man.
I do, Kenny. Trust me, I do.
You're tripping. Another Dikembe Mutombo sighting.
It's time for Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew.
It's that time of the year. Happy holidays, everyone, from 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some mid-season NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight is Doris Burke. For the Washington Wizards, they come in off a good outing against the Grizzlies in Memphis. And that result, guys, was a real shocker. It was just about as complete a dominant performance as we've seen them.
Yeah, the confidence just exuding in that performance on the offensive end. I mean, really illustrates how this team clicks when guys are communicating and executing as a cohesive unit.
Yeah, roadkill is hard to get in this league. I mean, to be a great NBA team, you've got to be able to have that kind of performance on the road. Focused, purposeful, and productive. Really solid.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Setting the floor for the Hornets, Jeffries in a 2-guard. Al Jefferson out there with Looney. Then there's Brown, and it's Ball in at the point. And he was fouled on the way out. 2 free throws now for him. The Hornets shooting their first free throws of the night. First one falls for him. And both free throws good from Freak. All with it. They picked up 24 points in their last one against Memphis.
Yeah, but Kevin, a lot of those points came at the line. I mean, he was aggressive to attack the D, not settling, and really did a good job of cashing in on those free throws.
Jeffries the pass to Looney. Brown outside. To the left wing. Jeffries kicks to Jefferson. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Oubre with it. Brown's there. That's good.
Oh, terrific way to finish that move there, going to the basket.
So it's the Hornets now. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
Yeah, it's just hard to make up when you have an inability to make free throws consistently, and that's why they ended up losing.
Yes, sir. I think some doubt started to creep in when they kept missing those foul shots. I mean, you could see them start to shy away from wanting to even go to the line.
Jeffries the pass to Looney. Feeds it to Jeffries. No good. And the Wizards now going the other way. Last time they met was in Charlotte, where they beat the Hornets.
Definitely a terrific battle, a great battle, an entertaining game where nobody really had decisive control, back and forth. They have to be pleased that they ended up on top.
Oh, you know they were. I mean, you can bet it was one lively locker room after the game.
Pass the ball. From the arc. And he gets the bucket.
And really, how about the quick release on that triple there, because he's given up a lot of height in that matchup.
Right on target you are, Greg. I mean, the quick release is what made the difference there. Any hesitation, and that shot is being blocked.
Here's Brown, and the layup's good off the glass. Brown's got his first basket of the night.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Now, here's Wall. Scoring-wise, he's definitely making his mark. Right now, he's averaging about 19 points a game. Here's Jeffries. Wall grabs the board. Wizards trail by 3. Here's Oubre. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
In that height, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Kaminsky is checked in for Looney. The Wizards shooting their first foul shot of the night. Free throw, no good for Oubre. Hornets have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Now here's Freak, guarded by Hardaway. Passes to Jeffries. Lots of room. Rebound, Washington.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
There's the pass to Swanson. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Hornets?
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
Daniels is checked in for the Wizards. Jackson comes in for John Wall. He hits both from the stripe.
Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
They set the pick. Walker dishes to Kaminsky. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Now here's Jackson. He had 10 points in the win against the Grizzlies in Memphis.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today.
Jeffries, good.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Jackson misses.
Well, that's an excellent challenge right there. Good job contesting that shot by the defender.
And Freak gets it to go on the assist by Walker. Walker's got 3 assists tonight. Wizards trail by 4. To the left wing. Pass to Hardaway. 1:11 left to play in the first.
That is prototype rebounding right there. He gets the position down low, boxes out, and then corrals it.
And here's Jackson. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. They set the pick. 6 on the shot clock. He feeds it to McDaniels. Fires from deep. That doesn't go either for Hardaway. We'll see if they want to trade 2 for 1 here.
Got to time up that clock to do so.
That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. For Washington, they've gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Dishes it to Jackson. And another miss by Washington. Hornets leading by 4. Over to the left wing. Right wing. And Walker kicks to Jeffries. Washington with the rebound. Jackson cannot hit. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Hornets on top, up by 4. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. exciting young backcourt in Washington with John Wall and Bradley Beal. Wall said that Beal is known for his appetite.
When we go out to eat, he gets like 2 meals. You know, like some people eat 1 meal and the second meal you get to go home. He really finishes 2 meals at one time, and it'd be like, dog, there's no way you about to eat that. So he likes to eat a lot, and he does a great job finishing it.
You think John Wall's hungry for a championship in D.C.?
Yeah, I would certainly think. Well, not really. I've seen that dude eat exactly the way John described it. And it is an unbelievable sight to behold. You literally.
Up. And the Wizards with possession, trailing by 2. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Jeffries, he's in at shooting guard. Brown out there with Looney. Then it's Kaminsky, and it's Ball in at the 1. Beal, and he hits it to tie the game up.
Oh, he's got such great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Brown the pass to Jeffries. Here's Looney, and the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. And he's got his first chance at the line here. Washington making some changes. KJ McDaniels comes in for Beal, and it's Jackson in for John Wall. And a switcher also for Charlotte. Walker's checked in. And that one falls for Looney.
Another trip to the stripe for him, and I tell you what, a little bit of a different feel here in the second quarter. A little more banging going on.
Man, and it's really served them well. Seeking out the contact you mentioned and putting pressure on the defense.
And the shot is good. The Hornet lead has been cut down to just 1 on the basket from Jackson. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Knicks was just a man on a mission. He finished with 30 points, and part of that scoring came from beyond the arc, adding a few threes to his already impressive season total. Numbers like that make you anxious to see what he can do next time out.
All right, Doris, thank you. It really was a stunning performance. He was at his absolute best in that game.
And if he can come anywhere close to another performance like that here tonight, it would be amazing.
Yeah, it really would be, because you know now the defense is going to be focused squarely on him. They're going to make sure that he doesn't beat him again.
Walker against Jackson. Speights dishes to Hardaway. Misses the 3. Charlotte has gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Freak with it. Guarded now by Jackson. They set the screen. And Walker kicks to Jeffries. Shot clock at 6. Back to Walker. Jeffries inside. Guarded by Jackson. Jeffries good.
Match up.
Jeffries got 9.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now.
Out to the right wing. Here's Speights. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Hardaway. Speights has got 4 points in the quarter.
Both teams trading punches back and forth. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
The momentum swings really impossible to keep track of. The energy in the building just keeps going back and forth, ebbing and flowing. I'm loving it.
Here's Brown. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Brown's got his second basket of the night.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Jackson against Walker. Jackson kicks to Speights. And the baseline jumper, no good. And a wide open look for Freak. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. Tie game in Washington. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime. to more NBA action. Players looking hydrated and plenty of Gatorade to help them get their job done tonight.
Looking at the numbers for Freak, 9 points and 5 assists.
You know what? He's getting to the line. He's passing. He's really just converting in both those areas. He has been money.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really old school basketball, and you know how that is. Certain parts of the game never go out of style. They're always relevant, and he's excelled in those areas today.
The great pair of Wall and Beal are at the guard spots. Then there's Oubre. Then there's Maurice Spates. And it's Griffith in at the power forward position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Wizards. Pass the ball. Taken away. Now here's Oubre. He's guarded closely, and that one's good.
And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
Charlotte trailing. There's the screen. Ball, the pass to Jeffers. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
He's been doing really nice work at the line. 83%.
You know, guys, that's not quite the same success rate he had at the line last year, although it is somewhat in the neighborhood of last year's numbers.
And both free throws good from Freak. From the Wizards, they're shooting 43% from the floor. Now here's Wall. Defense is right there. Tries to save it. From 17 feet out, Beal's shot is good. Beal's got the lead up to 2 now for the Wizards. The Hornets shooting a meager 37% for the game. Brown dishes to Jeffries. That's good. Jeffries got 13.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
Here's Wall. And he gets it to go. 6 points for him.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Wall's gone 3 for 3 from the floor. Brown outside. He dishes it to Jeffries. Jefferson inside. Spates on him. Jefferson's shot is off.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Here's Spates, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
At the line for 2.
And the first one drops. So it's both teams making substitutions here. And both free throws good for Spates.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Moment here now for an injury report.
Not what we wanted to hear, guys. It sounds like it's a very serious injury. The schedule becomes a real grind at this time of the year, and that injury is only going to make things harder on this team. Guys?
Thank you, Doris, for the update. We appreciate it, and we really hope for the best as always.
And he's a tough guy. My guess is he'll be back before we know it, and better than ever.
Greg, I sure hope you're right. I mean, there are just so many uncertainties when it comes to dealing with injuries, though. Let's hope for the best.
Outside Wall. There's the 3. And there's Beal. That's good on the assist by Wall. Wall's got 5 assists in the game. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. And really deep through that time. 16 points for Freak.
He might not have the long range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
Outside Wall. There's the triple. Shot's good. Wall's got the lead back up to 4 now for the Wizards.
The rapid fire threes coming from everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the quality of that three-point shot attempt right there. Going at it the way they did, but it all worked out for them.
kicks it to Caldwell Pope. 6 to shoot. Shot off the pick. And Charlotte again with the bucket.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, rise and stand, give it up for your Wizard Girls.
Some good defense in the NBA, so let's check out the leaders. The Hornets, number 1.
Great defenders both individually and collectively. I mean, you really love accepting that challenge. They can stifle you at that end of the floor.
Washington making some changes. KJ McDaniels, he's checked in for Spates. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Beal, and it's Jackson in for John Wall. Passes it to Swanson. Outside Hardaway. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Over the last month, let's see how the Hornets performed, Kevin, in the NBA stats. First in shooting percentage. First in fewest turnovers per game. And they're number 1 in opponent scoring. They don't allow teams to get into a rhythm offensively, and thus they're able to hold those points down.
You said it all right there. The hottest shooting team in the league. And that tells you not only are they shooting it well, but they're also focused on creating terrific opportunities for one another. And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
There's the pick. Walker against Jackson. The feed to Oubre. Charity stripe shot. Hornets with the rebound. Kaminsky's got 4 rebounds in this game. And Walker kicks to Jeffries. Kaminsky the pass to Caldwell Pope. Charlotte moving the ball around. Jeffries good.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
This game has been a battle, and maybe they're starting to just run out of gas a little bit.
Jackson dishes to Hardaway. Off target from 3-point range. For Charlotte, they've gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. They now take the lead. And the Hornets lead by 1.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
It's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses.
Here's Jeffries, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
A moment now to see the stats for Hardaway. How last month turned out for him. He's averaging 11 points a game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. When you have a shooter like him off the bench, it makes scoring so much easier for the bench.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, when he's taking on the scorer's role for that second unit, then the other guys can just stay in their lanes.
And the first one drops.
I'm allergic to missing.
And both free throws good from Freak.
They got to keep fighting their way to the line, guys. This half, it's been nothing but success for them there.
Yeah, taking full advantage from the charity stripe. They've yet to miss here in the second.
Walking foul calls on Antdogg. That's his first personal foul, 3rd team foul. Hornet substitution. Wills.
Both teams changing it up here. The Wizards with the lead. On the floor for Charlotte. Jeffries in at shooting guard. Kaminsky out there with Jefferson. Then there's Brown. And it's Ball in at the 1 spot. He kicks it to Jeffries. Jefferson on top. On the wing, Brown. Jefferson passing to Jeffries. Shot clock at 5. Shoots from 14. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play.
Just a great battle these two teams are waging here today.
Boy, it sure is, and I'm getting the sense that this game could end up being decided by just 1 or 2 plays down the stretch.
There's the dish to Beal. And good, coming off the assist by Wall. Wall's got his 6th assist on the night.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Ball, the pass to Jefferson. Again, the miss by Jefferson.
And you know they wanted that one to go down.
They sure did. Would have loved to tie it up right there.
Here's Beal. It's rebounded by Jefferson. Jefferson's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Here's Brown. An easy 2 points on the layup. Brown's got the game tied up here for Charlotte.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
Here's Beal, and there's the pass to Griffin. Misses from short range.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
There's the screen. Hardaway with the steal. And here we go. Washington fast break. Beal's running.
Good play from Beal in this one. He's got 10 points and a steal. It's been a really complete performance for him today.
And Clark, he's made a huge impact at both ends of the floor.
The first free throw is good. Oubre is checked in for Washington. Zeller is checked in for the Hornets. That one misses.
Yeah, that's a big miss right there. Now only a 1-point lead. And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Ball, the pass to Jeffries. Hits it from 3-point range. Jeffries got 5 points in the quarter.
We're seeing him bring that shooting percentage up now, guys. The first half was a struggle for him.
And Beal kicks to Oubre. Pass to Griffin. Right side Wall. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
And it's time for an injury report.
He filled me in on how the injury looked, and from what he saw, it's a lower back strain. Very painful injury. We're into the heart of the season now, and that's the last thing this team wanted to hear. That's going to make their winter just a little bit longer, guys.
All right, Doris, really appreciate you finding out how he's doing.
And, you know, I know everyone is rooting for him to make a quick and full recovery.
Absolutely. I mean, his teammates want him back out there as much as he wants to be back out there.
Get ready to go, Wizard Girls.
Looney's checked in for Charlotte. For Charlotte, they've gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Ball, the pass to Jeffries. To the inside. It's tipped, and that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. So it's the Hornets now. A 2-point game. Outside Jefferson. It's a nice pass in here by Charlotte. 4 on the shot clock. The 15-footer, good.
Yeah, crucial basket there. And as long as they've got that mismatch, big on small, they've got to take advantage.
Well, I don't doubt that they clearly recognize that, and because they do, they're going to continue to milk it.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, over the break, I listened in on what the head coach for the Wizards was getting across in their huddle. He told them, this is it, fellas. Let's hit them right out of this timeout. Put some pressure on them. Show them how much you want it. Let's go get it. Guys, he's really exhorting them to give them a burst of energy.
Thanks again, Doris. We've got 1:48 left in the game. The shot by Spades. Nobody around. And that comes off the assist by John Wall.
And the D is having problems stopping the mid-range jumper. They're not really closing out on them as much as they should be.
6 of their last 10 points have come by way of the 2-pointer.
And Jefferson throws it down.
Well, he's an undersized center, but he more than makes up for it with some serious leaping ability.
Ladies and gentlemen, rise and stand. Give it up for your Wizard Girls.
.131 left in the fourth quarter. Wall dishes to Beal. Spates sets a screen. Beal can't get it to go.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
Passes the ball. Feeds to Jeffries. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. For Washington, they've gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. Getting some solid hits for them.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
Ball, the pass to Jeffries. He feeds it to Jefferson. Out to the wing. Jeffries kicks to Jefferson. It's John Wall with the rebound. Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. I mean, now's the time to use the clock to your advantage. Take your time. Milk the clock a little bit.
The pass to Griffin. This is to Beal. Down low. Spates. Count it.
As much a shot as I have ever seen.
In a word, gutsy.
Freak, you're the guy. So good screens, tight passes now. We need to get Freak a clean look. Execute, and let's put him away.
And here are the Hornets now. Ball, the pass to Jefferson. It's good! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Boy, just look at what Jefferson is doing.
And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game out.
Exactly. I mean, got to stop the clock any way possible and hope they alligator arm a few of those free throws.
And they go to the intentional foul. He drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
John Wall.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Clutch free throws there. That should ensure they're going home with the W.
Six seconds left here in the fourth quarter. From downtown, the shot misses. And so it's Washington who scraped by with the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but Clark, in the end, everyone's satisfied.
Yeah, you know, it looked like for a moment there the outcome was in doubt, but give them a lot of credit for hanging tough, persevering, and finishing strong.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
I'm here with Bradley Beal. And Bradley, what exactly made the difference in this game tonight?
It was all based off our defense, honestly. We were getting stops and getting rebounds, and I think down the stretch we were able to hold on the defensive end. And we got good looks on the offensive end. We made shots when they counted.
Defense is always a great starting point, Bradley. Thanks for the time. Guys?
Doris, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. Now we'll go to the studio with the award-winning Ernie Johnson.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, John Wall. He put his team on his back and carried them as we've seen him do before, but it never gets old. A textbook example of making play after play to lead the way. Kenny, what did you think?
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical. because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels to talk about. Man, in some game, he's in the background. He doesn't get the chance to be the star of the show, but not tonight. He's the star tonight. Put him on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll see the Charlotte Hornets playing against the Mavericks in Dallas. And guys, for the Mavericks, with a record of 3-7 over their last 10 games, they have been struggling. Wins hard to come by. We'll see if they can grab one tonight. And the clock ticking down to tip off. Kenny, you won 2 championships, might I remind you, back to back. Explain to us the makeup of a champion.
Well,
and not the makeup you're wearing right now.
I never.
But the makeup of a championship team.
However, number one is the belief. You have to believe and trust in your teammates. Trust is the most important thing. And most people think trust comes from on the offensive end, but it's trust on the defensive end. Meaning, Ernie, if I'm going to send you baseline, I said that's the game plan. I have to trust that my teammate's going to be there. And I'm going to do it regardless if he misses his assignment 1 or 2 times. That's the trust you have to have.
Ernie, you know why I like drinking Shaq Fu Punch?
Why?
Because it's about finding the right mix. So in basketball terms, it's about coaches, star role players. Everything has to be working together. That's why these guys can be great.
I can't believe that you just promoted one of your products into discussion of what it takes to become a champion in the NBA.
I wasn't really promoting. I was just giving you a Shaqnology.
That's his 12th promotion. I'm going to start promoting things.
I'm not promoting the Shaqnologies. Mm-hmm. You know what? I won't say nothing else about myself or any product I'm endorsing. Man up, you two.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
We'll be bringing you an interconference matchup in this one as the Hornets take to the road. Happy holidays, everyone, from all of us at 2K Sports. And do we have a present for you today? This is Kevin Harlan, and here with me tonight, Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline.
All right, ready to go?
This homestand ends here for the Mavericks as they get ready to hit the road. They come into this one very confident. They feel like this is a game they should win against a team that's struggling. We'll see if they can take care of business.
And when I look at Dallas, they're in the mix for a playoff spot, which is definitely a positive. But I'm sure they'd like to have had their hands around that spot a little tighter than they do.
For sure. I mean, it's certainly not a sure thing at this point. They've got work to do yet.
And a look at the starters for the Hornets. Jeffries in at shooting guard. Looney out there with Jefferson. Then there's Brown. And it's Ball in at the point guard position. Looking at the last game for Charlotte, it was a loss to Washington.
Probably their poorest defensive effort all season long. I mean, at home, that kind of D is not going to cut it. Never mind when you're on the road.
Hey, I don't know, guys. This may be all speculation. Perhaps they had a bad flight into town the night before, and we all know a rough flight in can lead to turbulence on the court.
Jeffries kicks to Jefferson. Here's Looney. The 19-footer is on the money.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
First quarter, just over a minute played. Here's Levine. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game.
Could be the first of a lot of mid-range jumpers that we see from him.
And so here's Charlotte following the basket by Chris Bosh. Ball, the pass to Jeffries. Here's Looney. And it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
And he's starting to get what he wants here early and often. Nice move.
The Hornets shooting their first free throw of the evening. And that one falls for Looney. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Here's Buckner, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. And that one's good. For Charlotte, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Well, guys, I was able to talk with Rick Carlisle for just a moment. I asked him what their focal point would be defensively, and he said that Al Jefferson is at the top of their scouting report. With his smooth, low-post repertoire and mid-range shooting touch, he can put up points in a hurry. He said they'll try to steer him to his left hand as much as possible and just hope for the best. Kevin, we'll see if they can force him into a tough night.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. Looking at Dallas, they want to turn it around after the loss to Los Angeles.
And really, they just shot their average from the free throw line in that game. I think that probably changes the outcome.
No doubt. I mean, because there is a carryover effect when you're not having success at the line.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Mavericks with the rebound.
And you really thought that was going to be a gimme, but unable to convert.
Yeah, and a little self-talk, angry self-talk for himself after that miss.
Here's Buckner. Off the screen. No good.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
It's Jefferson with the drive. Good. Jefferson's got his first bucket in this one.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Here's Levine. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, the defender all over.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Dallas?
Well, they've come out of that locker room with the hot hand. Those jumpers have been falling for them.
Yeah, they're showing some muscle also in the first half as well, and getting a lot of their points in the paint. Really like the balance they've shown. And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Jeffries kicks to Zeller. Pass to Jeffries. It's hauled in by Ilyasova. Mavericks leading by 3. Here's Levine. Here's Warren, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow, just like he got there.
Now the pass to Brown. Charlotte moving the ball around. Walker dishes to Jeffries. Back to Walker. He feeds it to Kaminsky. Walker the pass to Kaminsky. Brown wide open. He fires. Sinks the three-pointer. Brown's got his first 3 points of the game.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
Warren kicks to Ilyasova, and he gets it to go.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should continue to work the ball down low, Clark. It's really going to free up their outside shooting.
Okay, Dallas, stepping onto the court for your entertainment. The Dallas Mavericks dancer,
And now let's bring you the list of the top three-point shooting teams over the course of the past 10 games. Fifth on the list, the Hornets.
The main factor, I think, is the great spacing. That has led to long-range shots, and that's why we see the great numbers from the three.
Charlotte making a switch here. Caldwell Pope's checked in. Hornets trail by 4. To the left side wing. Walker with a screen for Zeller. Walker dishes to Zeller. Now here's Freak. Tight defense on him. Puts up a 3. Charlotte again missing. Dallas leading by 4. Here's Levine. 56 seconds left in the first quarter. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
I like it. I like it. He broke out the fancy finish there.
Hornets have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Patterson bringing the double. Here's Zeller. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
There's 37 seconds left to play here in the first. Snell loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Yeah, but they better rally soon because they've given up 3 straight buckets in the paint. It's like everybody is in a rhythm right now. Incredible stuff here early on.
Both teams playing downhill. You know, coaches say that all the time. You want to play downhill. Well, at some point you think somebody's got to cool off in this one, right?
And so it's Dallas with it. After the basket by Charlotte. To the wing right side. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Oh, that's a close call there on the illegal screen.
But I'd go along with it, Greg. I mean, it didn't look like his feet were set to me.
Now Walker. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. It'll count. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And it looks like they are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
And the replay center out in Secaucus delivering the footage. And guys, it sure looks like the shot left his hands just a moment too late.
Yeah, this one pretty clear cut. I don't think there's much question about it. He didn't get it off in time. I'm sure the officials are going to agree with that.
And they've seen enough. The basket will not count. The quarter has come to an end before the shot.
Still important to have a second look at it, Kevin. I mean, the technology's available, so you might as well use it.
Absolutely. The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. The Mavericks on top. They lead by 4. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And now a chance to hear from Chris Bosh about what it meant to him to become an NBA player, the fulfillment of a lifelong dream. What a great cut from Chris Bosh. That's the kind of guy you can't help, Greg, but love, dude, and ability to be, you know, in touch with that kid he once was. I know you played the same way. Chris Bosh is living the dream like you did and loving it.
It's a great point, Kevin. And I think most of the guys in the league feel that same way. I mean, they may not be able to say it or articulate it as smoothly as Chris does, sure. but inside every NBA player is a kid who's still thrilled to wear the uniform and play the game they love.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen here, guys, from the Mavericks.
Just the start they're looking for in this game. Solid offensively through the first.
Very crisp and sharp. Not much stagnation at all on offense.
We've got Chris Bosh. Also Chandler Parsons out there. And it's McDaniel at the center. So that's who Dallas starts the second with. And both free throws good for Jefferson. The Mavericks leading. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Wizards really lit it up from the floor. He had 27 points, and he was just about on target from everywhere, hitting from deep as well as sinking his free throws. It was the kind of game that coaches love because he was a big factor in every play, it seemed.
All right, thanks so much, Doris. What a great report, and what a jaw-dropping performance that was, guys.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I mean, he's given himself a hard act to follow here tonight.
You know what? But as good as he was, it's hard to think there won't be at least some sort of carryover effect, guys. I mean, he still has to be riding pretty high. The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop. And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Levine, good.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
Ball to pass to Jeffries. Feeds it to Jefferson. And stolen by Parsons. Pass to Buckner. To the right side. Here's Levine. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. And a quick look now at the NBA scoring leaders. Fifth on the list, Freak.
And his contribution to his team offensively cannot be understated. He is always leading the way for them with his ability to put up points.
Free throw good, Levine. Brown is checked in for Charlotte. And so Levine nails both of them. And here are the Hornets now, trailing by 4. And this matchup with Dallas, it's their first meeting of the season.
And it wasn't a matchup they fared well in last year, as they just couldn't figure this team out.
0-2 for them in this matchup last year, Greg. Both teams fighting every second of the way, trying to push into the playoff in their respective conferences.
The Mavericks shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
First free throw is good. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
And Greg, definitely that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
Here's Jeffries. It's rebounded by Dallas. And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break. Finished off the break. 8 points for him.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number one right now. Nothing easy on the inside. And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And, Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
Can't connect from short range.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
Brown outside. It's Jefferson high post. And stolen by Parsons. Dishes to Levine. To the middle. Here's McDaniel. No good. Jefferson with some nice D. Hornets trail by 6. Over to the wing. Here's Jeffries. A second chance effort. Looney with the bucket. Looney's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
They have got to put a body on him, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
I don't want us taking shots with hands in our faces. Move the ball. Move the ball. Spread their defense.
So both teams making some changes here.
Tighten up.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Mavericks lead by 2. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Chris, what's been the key tonight on how this first half has turned out for you guys?
We have been doing pretty good on offense, moving the ball, getting layups, getting out over the court and getting to the free throw line. But when we do that, good things happen.
No doubt, Chris. Thank you. Kevin?
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half.
All right, listen up, everybody. The second half doesn't have to be as close as the first if we pay attention to a couple of things. I'll say this. We kept a very tight handle on the basketball, and that's something I always like to see. The fewer turnovers, the better, obviously. Keep your heads on a swivel out there.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. You look at Zach LaVine, he's really been playing well.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
On the floor for Charlotte, Jeffries in a 2-guard. Looney out there with Brown. Then there's Al Jefferson. And it's Ball in at the 1 spot. Pass to Buckner. Lets a floater go. Rejected by Jeffries. To the paint for the lead. And Jefferson with the lay-in. Jefferson's got 6.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Charlotte in the lead. Coach is liking Clark what he's seeing from his offense.
And shoot, why wouldn't he? I mean, guys, they're filling it up with ease, executing, getting quality shots. I mean, this is fun to watch.
And guys, they've put the defense on the defensive.
Here's LaVine. 13 points in the game. Pass to Buckner. Bosch, the screen. Here's Buckner. Clock at 6. Trying his luck deep. Dallas, no good that time either.
They have yet to hit a shot. A real slow start here in the second half.
Here's LaVine. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Here's Ball. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. The Hornets have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Here's LaVine. He's got 15. $18 feet away, and he knocks it down. LaVine's got it all tied up now for the Mavs.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it. Good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
And Freak throws it down.
Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam.
Nice way there, guys, to finish up that possession.
Pass to Buckner. To the paint. Here's Bosch. And Jefferson sends it back. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jefferson. Warren's checked in for Dallas. And a switcher also for Charlotte. Kaminsky is checked in for Al Jefferson. Now, here's Warren. He's covered by Brown. Dallas, no good that time either. Hornets have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Charlotte moving it around. Here's Jeffries. No good on the 3. Dallas has gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Bosch heads the pick for Parsons. Kicks it to Bosch. And it's good off the back rim and in. Bosch has got 6.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Passes it to Looney. It's Brown on the wing. And there's the 3-second violation.
Over the last month, let's see how the Mavericks fared in the NBA rankings. Second in steals, 14th in blocks. And when we look at the free throw shooting numbers, not very strong. Top 20 in the league. That begs for improvement.
And going back to their steals ranking, you have to appreciate the quick hands. I mean, the ball's never safe when they're on the prowl, and I think that mentality is what bothers opponents.
There's the bucket. Good.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Now the dish to Jeffries. Pass the ball to the middle. Jeffries can't get it to go.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Parsons, right side. To the paint. Here's Bosch. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Now it's a 5-point Maverick lead.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Shot to stop the run, and he overshot that one, missing.
And that's a well-contested shot.
Well, we've seen him before. He does not allow you to just get easy baskets. He's always going to make you work for it.
Here's Buckner. Not that time. His 6th miss. He's made 4 of 10 so far. Hornets trail by 5. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Ball, the pass to Jeffries. Just 5 on the clock. Bean with the rebound.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
Mavericks leading by 5. Parsons with it. Now guarded by Kaminsky. Here's Buckner. He's got 8. Dallas, no good that time either.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
To the paint, off the screen, and it's finished off inside by Kaminsky. Kaminsky's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
You're right, Clark. Just continue to pound it in the paint and get those easy points inside.
Levine kicks to Bosch. Baseline jumper. No luck. Here's Jeffries. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
And that's a big bonus for him to end the quarter as he just beats the buzzer.
That's superb clock management there, maximizing every second of the clock in that situation. Well done.
We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the 4th quarter. The Mavericks leading. Levine is out there with Tony Snell. Then there's Patrick Patterson. Then there's Warren. And it's McDaniel at the 5. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. The feed to Jeffries. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
Just enormous, guys. With time winding down, goes for the steal, and then off to the races.
Yeah, that was big time right there, Clark. That's terrific basketball.
Here's Levine, guarded by Walker, stolen by Walker. He dishes it to Jeffries.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
So the Mavericks with some changes. Chris Bosh is checked in for Patterson. Ilyasova comes in for Zach LaVine. And Chandler Parsons in for Tony Snell. The pass to Warren. To tie it up. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
That's a huge basket. Just taking advantage of the size mismatch and able to drain that mid-range jump shot. Really good basketball.
Jeffries dishes to Jefferson. And he gets the bucket. Jefferson's got the lead up to 2 now for the Hornets.
Boy, this game has really started to heat up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, I tell you what, I don't mind it. You don't either, it sounds like. Good offense is entertaining, and that's exactly what we're getting.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Yes, thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Rick Carlisle. The game's still in question, but he told his players, guys, this is when it's fun, right? Time is winding down, a close game. This is where you show the preparation and the time you've put in. Kevin, we'll see if they respond.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
.135 left in the fourth.
Got it. Get the ball inside.
Ball, the pass to Jeffers. Here's Looney to the inside. Cuts off the pass. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. Parsons running. It's stolen by Jefferson. And a fast break now for the Hornets.
Really an extraordinary game for Freak. He's got 16 points and 5 assists.
And if I had to pick what he's done best today, I'd probably lean towards the offensive performance.
Well, just to be a contrarian, I'm going to go to the other side because he's been just as impressive, I think, at the defensive end.
All right, well, look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Hornets.
Boy, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ball game.
Outstanding work at the foul line to make this a 2-possession game.
The Mavericks have gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. And some solid looks for them.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does it.
And they better stay with those basics because this game is still yet to be determined.
54 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And here's Parsons. LaVine gets to Parsons. And that misses. That would have put him up.
Boy, with an open look like that, he is so gifted. Man, you've got to play better defense. Eventually, he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, you can see he's still in rhythm, even though he misses that one. Almost always deadly when he's that open.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. But it's good. This game is all even.
This is exactly what happens when you allow Chris Bosh to get going.
And so it's Charlotte with it. Ball, the pass to Jeffries. Here's Looney. Right side Jefferson. He kicks it to Jeffries. And stolen by Parsons. Oh, and a chance to win the game, but the last second shot is offline. Regulation is ended and we're heading to overtime. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. Well, if you love great competition and neck-to-neck basketball action, this one has been a great one. Overtime number 1. Getting going right now. So the Hornets win the tip. And away we go here with post-regulation basketball. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the floor for Dallas, they've got Warren. He's out there with Chris Bosh, and it's Levine at the point.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
It's deflected. Here's Buckner. He feeds it to Warren. Dishes to Levine. Bosh, the screen. 6 on the shot clock. Levine passes to McDaniel. Here's Buckner. And poor shot selection there. Not a high percentage look for him.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch. The game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Here's Jeffries, and right on target. Good. Jeffries got 20.
I need you guys to be crashing the offensive glass. Big guys, use your size to box out and get inside position. Effort, fellas. Effort!
About 90 seconds off the clock here in the extra period. It's Bosh with the drive. No good. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. And that one's good.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
And really something that the defense has to address.
Round kicks to Jeffries. Good. Jeffries got 4 points now in the quarter.
Boy, he quieted the crowd with that big shot. That's a big play.
Ouch. That was a punch in the gut to these fans.
Here's Bosh. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
What a great game for Bosh in this one. He's got 13 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
And when it's all said and done, I got a suspicion he's going to have a few more.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game. The Hornets have gone 2 of 3 from the floor as we've gotten this overtime period underway. Shoots the 3. Jeffries can't get it to go.
You know, to cut deficits, you got to be making smart basketball plays out there. Taking care of the ball. It's not done by hoisting up bonehead threes like that.
Passes it to Ball. From beyond the arc, connects. And that shot brings them to within just 1.
That was massive.
You know it. He's stepping right into the spotlight there.
Here's Levine. Right side Bosh. Bosh. Count it.
You know, they've got a foul to give here if they need it.
Yeah, definitely something to keep in mind for them right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Dallas Mavericks dancers.
Out to the right wing. Here's Ball. Good. And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Big-time free throws there. That could be the difference. It forces them now into a 3-point attempt.
Here's Jeffries. It's rebounded by Dallas.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
Yeah, heat check or not, I don't care how hot he may or may not be. He's not making that one.
And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
And that's exactly how you close a game out. Those free throws will bury them for sure.
And so it's Dallas winning this one. They had to scrape and claw to push it to overtime, but they really came on in the extra period.
Yeah, when adversity was at its greatest, they came up big. They seemed to relax a little bit once we got into overtime.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Chris, you dominated on the offensive end. What enabled you to get started and have such a big night?
You know, it's not about getting extra shots because I do enough of that. It's just about my mind and my heart working together, and my teammates believing in me, and we always have each other's back, so things are working out well right now.
It's a pleasure to watch you when you play this well, Chris. Kevin?
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, much appreciated. And now let's move on to our Jordan Player of the Game. He put up a new season high tonight, and if he keeps shooting like he did tonight before the season's over, he might top it. A big key to his team's victory here.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
Well, certainly a solid night for him offensively. Excellent production pretty much everywhere. He was what I call NSV, Ernie, a nice safety valve. When they needed to open up the valve, he came through with that offense.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
Let's take them back. Yeah, 94. As the preacher takes a puff.